morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Welcome back to Abstract Medicine. I hope you're all doing well. It's 7:45 in the morning over here, and I felt called to do a general reading. I haven't done a general reading for all of you, sort of checking in on your situation, whatever it may be. It's also quite a good way to test my psychic abilities and see what I can tune into. So I was called to grab these two decks. So the Light Seers Tarot deck by Chris Ann and the Road Signs flashcards. So that's all we have for the moment. Spirit just wants me to keep it simple. So we're going to go ahead with using these, and I'm going to shuffle. I hope you've all had a beautiful Valentine's Day. But remember, Valentine's Day is every day. Okay, it says here, and into the grey we follow like 1,000 flickering stars, and there in a sunlit hollow we lose and find what is ours. Dear light and shadow seer, may this deck help you to find what is yours. Chris Ann. And into the grey we follow like 1,000 flickering stars, and there in a sunlit hollow we lose and find what is ours. Sometimes we've got to go into the grey in order to find the magic. It's funny because the sunlit hollow is an oxymoron. So it's kind of riding the light and the dark sometimes, isn't it? I feel that's going to be relevant somehow. Okay, let's just let's put that there. Like this. Yesterday's reading was the tarot table was really messy, wasn't it? It's actually doing my head in because I actually picked my pile for the pick a pile Valentine's messages, and I was just like, oh my gosh, it's such a messy table. I've still really done my thumb in as well from painting and stretching canvases. For those of you who are unaware, I'm an artist by profession, known by profession as an artist. Well, I think the industry now know me like fully as a mystic artist, so I think they get it now. I think they get it now. But yeah, I've been painting, and I've really done this muscle here, or tendon here. I haven't broken it, it's just in a bit of pain. So let's have a look and see. Spirit, how do we want this? How do we want it to be? Okay, I think they want me to do the Celtic cross. So it's going to be interesting. I have no idea what I'm reading on, so this is going to be interesting. They want me to do the Celtic cross, and they also want me to just do a full layout. Okay. Oh, this is going to be long. All right. Dear angels, spirit guides, please help me to read the energies, whatever they may be, for the collective, for people who need to see this video, and receive the messages in a positive light. 10 of Swords. Okay, so we're starting the reading with the 10 of Swords. Okay, so there's been a definitive ending in a situation and something, and you've had to move on. It's a beautiful card, this one. Really, I mean, this whole deck is beautiful. I actually really love all of my decks that I use for Abstract Medicine. And thank you for all of your bookings as well. For your private bookings, your healing sessions, with the Shamanic healing sessions. The money goes towards the decks and every other thing as well. I do need to get some candles though. But it's also a lovely exchange of energy as well. When you're able to give me a tip as well. So I feel like, so all of the decks that I use, I just love them so much. So, because obviously I am an artist and I love the visuals. So you've got some guides here, you know, maybe your guides are crows and you've got these guides that are helping you along the way as you move away from a situation. You've turned your back on something. This could be anything. And yeah, this could be anything. This could be love, this could be work, this could be family, this could be a situation that you may have ended purposefully, and you know, you had to move on. Let's have a look at the block in this situation. Let's have a look at the block in this situation. The Three of Pentacles. The block in this situation was a lack of coordination, a lack of compromise, possibly negotiation. Now, the Three of Pentacles does talk about work, usually collaboration, a collaborative spirit, or people, lots of people around you where you can work with each other. I've got paint on my on my arm. Yeah, I see that there's been a lack of coordination. Maybe you spoke a lot. Maybe this was, the Swords energy does talk about, you know, communication. Maybe there were people in your workplace where they didn't like the fact that you were outspoken, or you spoke too much, or maybe you spoke out of turn, and maybe they kicked you out of your job role, possibly. So maybe someone got the sack here for speaking too much, or for having too many opinions. Possibly. The Three of Pentacles could also be maybe you've had to move away from a situation. Now, these are minor arcanas. We don't have any like major shifts at the moment, or major messages with the major arcana yet, but I see that there has been some maybe like pettiness. I have to say, some pettiness maybe at work. The Three of Pentacles could also be maybe you moving away from a situation that had to end. It had to end because there was no compromise here. There's no compromise, whatever that may be. Okay, so let's have a look now. Let me just check that the video is rolling yet. I also just saw 7:33 here. So there's some sort of mastery and learning that you receive from spirit due to this conversation, due to this situation. I feel like this was guided somehow. This could have happened at the age of 33. This could have happened 3 years ago, with the Pentacles energy being years as a timeline. This may have been something that maybe you were working in a place for 3 years, or maybe you had a relationship, a romantic relationship for 3 years, and someone had betrayed your trust, someone had betrayed you somehow, and you had to move away. You had to move away because maybe there were too many people involved in the situation, in the relationship. You know, maybe someone cheated on you. All right, let's have a look now at the goal. Okay, so I actually feel like that goes there. So the goal is the Eight of Pentacles. The goal is to continue working on yourself here. So continue studying. Some of you could be going back to school, university, college, learning something new here, needing or wanting to make magic. The Eight of Pentacles is someone who's quite perseverant, you know, in studying something, in learning something, gaining mastery in something. This could also be getting some training, skill development here. Okay, for some of you as well. So the goal is to keep learning. Maybe this is, say for example, it's architecture, because 7 years of architecture, and then your 5 years of at university, and then the other 2-3 years you're able to start work, but you graduate after the 7th year. So architecture is this was actually something I was really interested in doing and studying when I was 16, and I went to do an internship at an architectural company in Holborn in London, and yeah, so this could also be, for some of you, you could be students and you could be at school, and some of you may be moving away from maybe something maybe your school days have ended, you know, or maybe your school days have ended and now you got to go into the big wide world out there with the Ten of Swords, which can be it's quite scary. Ten of Swords can be quite scary. They can talk about painful endings as well, and maybe that loss, you know, loss of youth. Loss of youth. I'm trying to figure out whether I should, you know, not censor this reading and allow kids to be able to read, I don't know, watch it. To be honest, I feel like my the viewers on abstract medicine tend to be over the age of 18 anyway. And maybe this is you, maybe you're 18 years old, and maybe you're 18 and you've had maybe even a group of friends who kicked you out of their friendship group. You know, this could even be online as well, where they may have been bullying you as well online with the Ten of Swords. They may have said some really spiteful words, some really spiteful things to you on TikTok or Instagram or whatever. And that was really painful, obviously, because it does talk about betrayal with the Ten of Swords and loss and lots of pain. But there's been an ending in a relationship, in a friendship here, in a group of people. It's kind of giving me Mean Girls energy. And so you're focusing on, you know, studying, going to university, going to college, going to work, and essentially coming into your own maturity here with the Eight of Pentacles. But I feel like somehow you're still looking back slightly at the past, or you don't want to look back at the past, but sometimes you get tempted to look back at the past. And you do have a candle, you have a candle lit for maybe someone still. For some of you who don't resonate with that, this could be a relationship, a romantic relationship even, where you've moved on from someone who really hurt you, who really betrayed you somehow, one way or another. And maybe the block was work. There was work involved, and there was a lot of learning that had to take place somehow. But there seems to have been this ending. I wouldn't say major ending, but there wasn't an ending that was majorly painful, if anything. And so you just had to focus on yourself and self-nurturing and focusing on your projects and your work and studying and learning, reading. But you have a candle lit here with this candle right there. So let's have a look. I mustn't forget to use this as well. Let's have a look at the this position here. So the influences of your distant past involved the Ace of Swords. The influences of your distant past involved clarification and clarity here. The distant past involved some sort of new communication, new beginning possibly. That started, and it was, I feel, quite exciting, but there could have also have been a wake-up call in something. You know, maybe you received messages from spirit, from God, your angels, even your guides here with this crow in the shadow here that you can barely see, but it's there. And this communication was heaven sent, I feel. And there's these stairs. You see these stairs here? So I feel like there was some communication, some sort of information that you received, some signs, a hunch. Some of you could be clairvoyant or clairaudient or clairsentient or claircognizant as well. So you could have received some psychic messages as well. About something that was about to start, something new that was about to start. And this communication from spirit really inspired you somehow. I'm going to get clarification on that because it's quite vague. We have the King of Swords, the Four of Wands, the Three of Cups, and the Knight of Pentacles. So the communication you received from spirit with regard to the situation was that someone may have been walking away. There's a masculine energy here with the King of Swords. Could be an air sign, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. Could be someone who was walking away from a relationship, a marriage in particular here with the Four of Wands. And this was a walking away that was taking quite a long time. Okay, so I get the sense that you received a message from Spirit here. This may not resonate for all of you, just bear that in mind. So this is also general reading, as you know. So there could have been a situation where you were dealing with someone, or you were in a relationship with, or there was a new beginning to start a relationship with someone, but it couldn't begin officially or properly because it wasn't on stable grounds from the very beginning, because there were too many people involved here, too many cooks in the kitchen. Here, that's what I see. So we have the Knight of Pentacles here. There's very slow energy and slow investment here. So someone you may have received a message, spiritually speaking, that this ending in this relationship, this marriage, was going to take quite a long time to end. You know, there's talks about divorce here with the King of Swords, and the Four of Wands is the marriage card. The Three of Cups can be too many people involved here. So this could have been you as a third party here in this reading. And of course, you know, right now in this current situation, you're feeling, I just heard, bereft. It still affects you, and you still have a candle lit for someone here. I feel like this person is an air sign in their star. So their star sign could be an air sign. They could also have They could also have Earth energy here with Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus in their moon or rising as well. So there's that situation. I feel like because this person is looking in that direction, I feel like their main focus is about ending that situation. Now this could also be you, where you were in a relationship, in a marriage even, or at least a long-term relationship where you were with someone who had betrayed you with your friends, possibly. So they may have cheated on you with your friends, or even with their friends here. This could have happened in a festival, at a party. It doesn't really matter where, but it seems to have happened here, and you may have received a hunch, insight from Spirit here with regard to that situation. If that doesn't resonate with you, there was an influence in your past where you received a sign that someone that you had met through a friendship group here with the Three of Cups, or maybe, say for example, you went to a tarot reader like myself, or a healer or a psychic. You received a reading and this reader said, in your distant past, said, look, you're going to be meeting someone. This could be at work, this could be through an introduction, through your friends or through people, and you've known them for quite some time here with the Knight of Pentacles energy. This person is very hardworking. I feel like it's a he, or masculine energy. He's very hardworking, he's very practical. He's very conservative with his emotions. He likes his own routine. He's also very productive. He's just quite slow in approaching, and it's not quite necessarily shy, but slow in approaching. But they have a lot of reserved energy with how they feel about you, but you're going to be meeting this person through friends, maybe at a party or through at a festival, or where there's lots of people, maybe even at someone's wedding or your friend's wedding, or you have mutual contacts, mutual friends, and this person is not going to show that they actually really like you, they really fancy you, and they actually see that you could be possibly marriage material to them, you know. You may have received that sign, possibly. If that doesn't resonate with you, this could be a situation where you moved on from a particular friendship group, that, you know, when you get older and you mature, you know, especially in 10 years, so many things can change. So the people that you surround yourself with at school, at college, at work, up to the age of 20, like 25 even, can change drastically. So maybe your circle of friends becomes smaller as you get older, and this is quite common actually. You know, people move away, they have different interests, maybe your friends don't necessarily have the same music interest or something like that, and so you started to move away from these people. And this was a kind of a hunch that you received from spirit to do that, because you have differing points of view here. You're someone who's very mature. You've always been kind of naturally wise and older than your years, possibly. And there's something here where I just heard fed up, possibly with immaturity and immature energy, maybe. Now, there could also have been a love triangle here as well involved. For some of you, there could be a situation in your distant past where you may have wanted to reconcile with LGBTQ plus here. If you're a man with a younger male, but this younger male was quite slow in their approach here, and they wanted to reconcile, but I feel like they just take ages to move forward or even move towards you, so it can be quite difficult to read their energy. If that doesn't resonate with you, this could also be something where you may have met, you know, you may have had drinks with friends, you had a really great time with friends, and there may even have been someone who was much older than you, like much older than your years, who may be a father, who may have children of their own, and they may actually have feeling towards you. Now, obviously, this is age appropriate, but it's still quite a big age gap. I would say 20 years, maximum 30 years age gap, okay? Yeah, for some of you. And you may have entertained this relationship somehow, and it was fun while it lasted, but then you had to end it, or they had to end it with you, possibly because they were dealing with a situation. Now, this could also be where they had a fantasy about having a mistress who was much younger. Say, for example, you worked as an intern at a place of work, and you ended up having a relationship or connection with your boss, you know, which is obviously like a massive no-no. And you had to leave that whole situation, to leave that job. It was found out somehow, and you were treated, say, for example, you're the female, or you're the one who was in a relationship one way or another with your boss, or I feel like it's a boss, then, you know, you were treated as someone who was basically just a bit of a WHORE or SLUT, or a bit of a player. But that's not really the full truth here. Let's move on from this situation now. So let's have a look and see what the recent past was all about. In the recent past, we have Ace of Pentacles. So this happened like quite a long time ago, this whole situation. I would say this could be Cups energy, could have been last autumn. This could be with Wands energy. This could have been over the summer months, last year, last summer. So summer, autumn could have been very significant, so the distant past. But in your recent past, maybe even like a month ago, or even a year ago, but the summer and autumn months were significant, maybe even 2, 3, 4 years ago. You just, I don't know, depends on what situation you're dealing with. But there's something here in your recent past. I feel like this is also connected with a 9 and the Ace of Nine of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles, where you felt, or you felt really excited and really happy about starting something new. Maybe this is also a new job that you've been offered. Maybe this is you know, a place at your place at school, at university. You know, you've received the go-ahead that you can, they've accepted you on a course to study your dream subject here with the 9 of Cups. The Ace of Pentacles is a fresh new start, a fresh new beginning. In your recent past, there could also be a relationship, romantically speaking, involved, where someone may have offered you something that you've always been wishing for, you know, a stable connection, a stable relationship with someone. And this has been a wish come true. Now, I don't quite know how that's related here, but maybe this is something to do with someone who is coming out of a relationship here. And they're putting the past in the past, possibly. But I feel like there's cold energy between you both. So maybe someone had recently sent you a text message, and it was this person here saying that they've come out of a situation and now they're free and single and they don't have any other attachments. If you are interested in monogamous relationships, that is, of course. But one way or another, there's some sort of agreement here, something that you agree with and you really are really excited and happy about. In your recent past, you may have received something like a financial opportunity that you manifested, and it has made you really feel really content and satisfied and super grateful, and it seems like your wishes have come true here. Yeah, that's what I'm saying here. Okay, let's have a look at your present attitude. Okay, in your present attitude, we have the 9 of Swords and the 8 of Wands. In your present attitude, some of you may be worried still, like really anxious and concerned about something. Really anxious and concerned about love in general. Maybe you've had really bad luck with love. You've just not been very lucky in love here. There may be something that you could be really anxious about, and you could be anxious about, or this may have been even, you know, the last 24 hours where you were really worried about Valentine's Day, just generally speaking, because you felt left out somehow. While everyone else was receiving their flowers and their wine and chocolates or whatever it is, cards, you were feeling really left out. So maybe you had a bit of a poker face, just pretending that everything's okay, but actually deep down you were really feeling left out, and you really wanted to receive lots of messages, you know, getting that attention here with the 8 of Wands from your admirers, lots of love notes, text messages even. This can also involve travel too. So there could also be a situation where you may be really anxious. You may be really anxious presently about traveling, about moving things forward quickly. Maybe in a relationship, maybe you want to go slow and someone else wants to go really quickly in a relationship. There could also be a situation where you're presently anxious and concerned over what though? Over some messages that you may have even received, like lots of love messages that you may have even received. Okay, interesting. Let's have a look at the environment around you. What's the influence in the environment around you? I mean, you could also be receiving, like, you may even have nightmares over love. Like, it's like consciously you feel like you're over someone, but actually in your super consciousness, because it's not your subconscious really. It's interesting because I watched this video yesterday, actually last night, with I love him so much actually, this Rabbi Simon Jacobson, and he talks about how dreams are part of the superconscious, not the subconscious, because the superconscious is void of I, and it's like a faucet or a tap, where the tap is the conscious energy and the superconscious is the reservoir from which the water comes. And yeah, I feel like there's something here with regard to that, where your superconscious is sending you messages about love, and it's just a nightmare situation where you're seeing someone who may be cheating on you in your dream space, you know, or you're having dreams about someone else that you have no interest in, and they're coming into your dream space, you know. And this is a bit of a nightmare situation where you wake up in the morning, or you wake up like in the middle of the night and you go, what was that about? So your superconscious is trying to tell you something as well. Now, with the Three of Wands, we have it in your environment, in your environment. So what's around you is this this influence or this inspiration to move things forward, but there's something that you have to wait for here. Now, I don't know what you're having to wait for here. This could be anything. This could be waiting for things to progress, waiting for things to come towards you, maybe an opportunity from overseas to travel. This could even be having some foresight. There's some expansion energy here, but there's something about waiting for the right wave to come in before you can get on your surfboard and surf. It is kind of exciting though. It is kind of exciting. Now we have the same person here. We literally have the same body, the same stance, the same 3/4 profile, the same hair, the wind, it's the same. So you may also be getting flashbacks, like deja vu situation, where you're in a position, in a situation, in a place, and you're going, well, I've been here before, or I saw this vision of me being in this situation. You could be receiving that in the future as well, or soon, either way. And I feel that there's something here where I've got paint in my hair. What is going on? Yeah, where you're experiencing that. This could also be you wanting to you're waiting on a message, or waiting on news from overseas. You're waiting on news from a place at work, like a job placement that involves you traveling overseas, but it's not quite the right time to move or travel. I don't know where in the world where there still could be some lockdowns, but maybe that could be impacting your situation at this time. This could also involve you, maybe again, you know, you're having to finish school, and school officially ends in springtime, for example, and you can't travel, you can't start this new course or degree when it starts in September, because the academic year starts in September, October. And you can't start until you actually graduate from your current position at work or at school, for example. So yeah, you're gonna have to wait, essentially. Or this could also be a job placement as well, a role, and you have to wait and complete a task first, complete your contract first possibly, and then move on. Okay, let's have a look now at the innermost emotions. What are your innermost emotions? We have the Devil and the Six of Wands. Okay, for a lot of you, you're desperate to be famous. You're desperate to be recognized. You're desperate to have that massive TikTok account of, you know, views. You're desperate to have like a major fan base here with the Six of Wands and the Devil card. For a lot of you, you're really desperate to be seen. You're obsessing, maybe even over a situation that may have happened in the past. Please be careful not to just do anything for fame as well. Like, listen to certain rappers who talk about that on YouTube, where they say it's just not worth it. Like, all of their jewels and their flexing and their cars and everything, they do talk about this. Now, one of the rappers I actually watched yesterday, he's a young kid. I don't know, he must be like 21 or something, or 20. He's got a really young face as well. He's called something Osiris, and he actually talks about this. So you might want to have a listen to what he says about fame. But yeah, there's something here where you may be emotionally obsessing over something or someone here. This could also be Capricorn energy. There could also be someone else's energy here, because remember, energy is fluid. So this could be someone else that you're dealing with who actually, they're actually obsessing over you. They're addicted to you. They're addicted to your love. I just heard that song. I feel like they're trying to they want you to notice them somehow, but you're not, because I feel like you've turned your attention somewhere else. This could also be their energy here, where they're really concerned and worried about sending you love messages. Maybe they feel like the opportunity, Valentine's Day, for example, even though I just heard it, è una cazzata in Italian, it's like, it's bollocks. But it may have actually been the right opportunity to have sent you those messages, and they didn't. And they feel like they really cocked it up, is what I'm hearing. And with the Three of Wands, maybe they've been waiting for too long, you know, and now they're just like not sleeping well because they had the opportunity to when there's an opportunity to share love, it's Valentine's Day. Like, if there's any day in the year, like not even Christmas, not even, maybe even your birthday. Yeah, of course, your birthday is really important as well. But like, when there's ever an excuse, let's say, to share affection and let people notice that you actually really care for them, and the perfect excuse would be Valentine's Day, logically speaking. And I feel like they just haven't been listening to their own feelings with regard to that, and I feel like I think they're kicking themselves for it, possibly. Some of you are really worried about your online presence as well. Some of you really could be getting bullied online, and this is becoming a bit of an issue here. So I would say to go and seek medical advice on that. Like, go to a counsellor, go to someone who. And I know that counselling and the psychology and you know, going to a psychologist can be a lot. It can be quite costly, can't it? But there's this app called BetterHelp. And it doesn't cost as much. So if you're unable to financially afford that, maybe ask your parent who can help you out with that. You know, it doesn't cost too much a month. It's not as much as going to a psychiatric or psychologist per session. So if you go to BetterHelp, this will help you, I feel, to just release some anxiety and talk to a professional about this. Now, I'm not a qualified clinician, but I am a healer, and I can definitely guide you in the right direction as to what to do, you know. So if you want to book a session with me, it also costs less than going to a psychologist, but there's no comparison here. It's just a different type of service, obviously, as you know. Otherwise you wouldn't be here listening to Abstract Medicine 888. Yeah, and I feel like there's something here that I can guide you on. Maybe there's some attachments as well. Maybe you're having some attachments to your sense of self. Maybe there's some self-worth issues that you're going through at this time. Maybe you're finding it really difficult to detach from a relationship that was maybe even toxic. You know, especially if it's something involving someone in a marriage and you're the third person, like that's not ever going to help your self-confidence really in the long run. It's gonna jade you in love. You're sort of giving yourself 50% of your, or even 100% of your love to someone who will only give you 50% or even a third. It's not giving unconditional love really energy, is it? So there's some sort of addiction here that you may be involved in. If you are a kid and you're still, you know, growing up, you may be experiencing some sort of bullying or some sort of like eating disorder, or maybe turning your attention to things that really just are very obsessive and just not healthy and toxic, especially with regard to fame. You know, there's also the energy of vanity here as well, thinking about getting work done on your face and your body when there's really no necessity to do that. You know, so maybe there's that too. All right, let's have a look now at what's the most likely outcome in this situation, whatever it may be. If it's work as well, you may be in a toxic environment and your emotions are like, I'm seeing someone who's getting butterflies in their stomach, but it's not in a nice way. Like it's almost feeling sick when you go to work, where there's someone who's very toxic, who's actually like a toxic boss, who may even be abusing their position here. Okay, so the most likely outcome is going to be very different, because I've read for many different situations. So the main thing is to move away emotionally from something that is hurting you, that is not satisfying you, to move away from something that is just leaving you unhappy. So this involves traveling away. So that's the next action to do, is to travel away and move forward to a place that is more harmonious. Now you see this individual, this individual, and this individual are all in the direction of moving forwards and moving away. So that's really what Spirit is saying here. You know, Spirit is saying that, you know, you're going to have to look in a new direction here, move forwards here. Maybe even to get the acknowledgement that you deserve, because currently whatever you're dealing with is toxic. Okay, right, now let's have a look with the other card. We have the Six of Pentacles. So the most likely outcome is you getting reciprocal acknowledgement. I'm hearing reciprocal acknowledgement. This is also getting paid for your services in the right way. Maybe you're not getting paid or recognized financially at work at this time. Yeah, so moving away from this whole situation energetically, emotionally, and physically is actually going to help you. It's going to help you in the long run, I would say. Apologies, I would say. It's going to help you understand that when you give, you also get to receive. Whatever you're planting gets to grow slowly, and you get to nurture it, and you receive rewards from that hard labor, from that work, from that study, from that investment. Even in relationship, when you move away emotionally from something that was made you unhappy, and clearly there's something here that's made you very unhappy here, you're able to then maybe be in a situation where you're feeling more accepted, more seen, loved, appreciated. There's an equal give and take here. Yeah, there's some other things as well. We have the Star. So now there's this major kind of was double energy here. That's the first card that we have here, which is incredibly toxic. We have the Star and the High Priestess. So the main outcome is your spiritual abilities are going to be massively heightened in the near future. Now I'm reading this at 44:18. So your spiritual abilities are going to be hugely heightened. You're going to be getting a wish come true here, I would say. And I see that there's something here that you feel in your future you're going to be following your intuition more. You're going to be understanding and appreciating your intuition, and that hunch that you had is going to be confirmed in the future. Now, when you obsess over something and that you want to attract, it's difficult for that dream come true to come through towards you. So if this is acknowledgement, you know, in your industry, if this is having a higher platform, don't do it for the fame and don't do it for the likes or the views. Do it because you love what you do. Now, for some of you, this may involve you actually traveling and relocating to be seen, you know, in your line of work. So maybe it's best that you actually do travel so that you actually, you know, get that reciprocal energy. Maybe where you are at this time is not the right place for your business, especially if you're creative. So I see here that there is a wish come true here with the Star card and the High Priestess. This is whatever your spiritual teacher, your psychic person that you went for a booking, your astrologist, your tarot reader, whoever this may be, this may even be you, was right about this whole situation and whatever was going on in the past. They were right. They were actually spot on with all of the steps that were going to be taking place. And you're going to be seeing clear evidence of that. But also you're going to be feeling. You're going to be feeling and trusting your intuition more so. I do see a lot of you are naturally very intuitive. And I'm picking up on Pisces, Capricorn, Pisces and Aquarius energy here. So Pisces season is just around the corner and it's my birthday month, February, shout out. So Pisces season starts on the 20th of February. Happy birthday to my Aquarians, by the way, because we are in the cusp of Aquarius and Pisces season at this time. And happy birthday to my Pisces coming soon as well. So yeah, we see that there is a wish coming true here. Really beautiful energy. Let's have a look here, and we have the 5 of Cups and the 5 of Wands. So 55 is going to be significant in the future as a number, so pay attention to those signs when they come through. Now, there is something here in the future that involves some sort of battle or competition here. So maybe there's something, say for example, you want to be a musician, you want to be a singer, you may need to apply and go to a school, or like Britain's Got Talent or something, or America or the X Factor, something like that. But that may not necessarily be the only way to be seen and to be recognised. This could also involve auditions. This could involve doing exams. There's some sort of stress involved somehow, but this involves your passions and you're having to prove yourself, you'll prove your talents to these judges, to these people, these experts here. And this is a wish come true that you're wanting to come true here. I feel like some of you are going to be a bit emotionally disappointed that you're going to have to prove yourself, quote unquote, in order to do this, because maybe you've stayed, you know, you're well recognized in your industry already, you've found success already, but to be honest, it's not the full gauntlet I'm hearing. So say for example, in your recent past, like last year even, you received financial success, you even became quite wealthy in your creative endeavor or at your job, whatever it may be. But this is kind of giving me the energy of someone who feels a little bit of a big fish in a small pond, and you know the whole world is beckoning you, is beckoning for attention to expand here with the 3 of Wands. And it's a bit of a disappointment in a way that you're having to prove yourself, but you know what, sometimes you have to really work at things. And there are going to be other people that you're going to be triggered by, because your self-worth is going to be tested here, where others you may feel are more worthy in that position, in that role. Yeah, so you may have had some success here, some recognition in your line of work. I'm actually sort of getting the energy of artists, painters, actors here, with the Star card and the High Priestess. You know, I feel like there's something that you do here that the main purpose of what you do is about healing the world. I'm hearing it's about healing the world here. And underneath that we have the Two of Wands. So we have the world energy here, we have the globe energy here. So there's this feeling, you know, that actually I need to think about my future and future plan here, and progress and make a really important decision to discover new worlds here, new lands. You're looking outside the window because there's been a death in a situation, a death in a relationship, a death in a cycle, and now there's a rebirth currently taking place in your situation, in your line of work, in your relationships, in your romantic situations here, where you're maybe even looking back at something from your past that you're wanting to bring forth. This could be a talent or a skill here. Romantically speaking, there may be someone who felt like a soulmate energy, someone who was much older, someone who you felt this kindred spirit with, but there was a death in the relationship, so to speak. There was a breakup, there was an ending, and there's something here where someone had to move forwards inevitably because something ended. And you know, there's something here, some of you are going to be disappointed somehow, some of you are going to be upset somehow, but you're going to have to sort of somehow rise above it. There's going to be some sort of change or cycle here that needs to change, and it's mainly involving your spiritual abilities, your creative abilities, your uniqueness, and your pursuit in changing the world somehow. So yeah, Scorpio energy as well. That was a very interesting reading, to say the least. I have no idea what that was all about, but let me know how that resonates. Let's have a look at this. These road signs here. Give way to traffic on the major road. Okay, so we have a major road that you're going to be taking. You know, this is a big, you know, we had two major arcanas in the future energy with the High Priestess and the Star. You know, there are going to be people who are going to try and trick you. They're going to be people that are going to try and sabotage your destiny. They're going to be people who are going to try and you know, make you feel unworthy or make you feel less than. But you have a major road to take here, and sometimes it's about giving way to certain people to receive their flowers until you're able to receive your flowers. Okay, there's also the energy of flow as well. So when you really want something, the whole universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. That's from The Alchemist, Paulo Coelho. But there's also this energy of what you attract, you have to let it go. You have to give way for things. You have to open up space and for things to come through, for whatever it may be. And we have the left sign here. So I just heard to the left, everything in a box to the left. So maybe this is something you said to a past relationship, you know, vehicular traffic must proceed in the direction indicated by the arrow. Yeah, so maybe someone you had to let go of and you're moving forward in this direction, and you left someone in that direction here. So you had to let go of something. You have to, you're leaving something in the past, I'm seeing, that's what I'm saying. And these two, traffic merges ahead from the left. Okay, so interesting. So you may be actually receiving, you know, when you let go of something, you may actually be receiving the attention from someone from your past, who may want to merge with you in your future, which is interesting. We have free traffic for all vehicles with restrictions on length of waiting time and return period. So someone could be waiting to return here. As I said, they're waiting for the right time and they're having nightmares over it. This could be during the week where they could be wanting to, quite honestly, come in and park in front of your house. This could be a visit here, where they may want to merge worlds with you, families with you, whatever it may be. But there could be some sort of restrictions here about timing in particular, and maybe that window of time to return may be restricted somehow. There is some sort of outdated belief system here with a roundabout that I feel you're experiencing at this time. So that's what I'm seeing, but I'm also seeing a reconciliation for some of you as well. Just don't go round and round in circles in something that has been outdated. Let it go. All right, interesting. Let's go and do another reading here. Actually, before I do, I actually want to read the High Priestess card here and the Star. Now, the High Priestess can talk about the secret female, the hidden female here. So if you are resonating with the Mistress energy, then that would be it. Is maybe that hidden, you are the third party, the hidden female, and the Star card is all about actually shining bright. So stepping out, you know. So maybe not hiding yourself anymore and hiding your light. And remember, I read this as well earlier. And into the grey we follow like 1,000 flickering stars, and there in a sunlit hollow we lose and find what is ours. So this is the tarot. You know, anyway. Dreams, powerful visions, psychic insights, serendipity, meditation, introspection, intuition, a spiritual experience. In the shadow, keeping secrets, gossip or mistruths, hidden agendas, fear of intuitive abilities, not paying attention to your inner voice. The priestess sits on the edge of this realm and the next as she draws down meaning and illumination from beyond the veil. Sacred insights and profound wisdom are flowing to you now, and to access them you must tune into your intuition and submerge your thoughts into her subconscious realm. The language of the unconscious mind is revealing itself to you now through metaphor, in dreams, or as ancient memories that resurface to be processed. Pay attention to synchronicity, any nagging feelings of being off track, as well as gut feelings that move you in a new direction at this time. The divine whispers that are emanating from your soul hold on important messages for you, and the bridge between the enigmatic realm of the priestess and your conscious understanding of the signs will be found through your own quiet introspection. I have the answers I seek, and by following the truth I will find them. All right, what else in your future energy? The Star. In the light seer, expectations fulfilled, wishes granted, opportunities, healing after traumatic events, knowing you are on the right path, inspiration, renewed hope. In the shadow, loss of faith, diminished hope, disappointment, missed opportunities, despair. Sink into the dreamlike inspiration of the Star. She sends a message of divine timing and renewed hope, and she guides you to reach for that string of serendipity and faith. Your future is increasingly bright and you are blessed by the universe. Your core purpose is beginning to bubble at the surface of your reality, and your path is intrinsically tied to your biggest missions and brightest opportunities for expansion. Step into a path of fulfillment and happiness with starlight to guide you. Allow your innate essence to shine through any residual darkness right now. Uncover any limiting beliefs or self-doubt that you are holding on to. Find the courage to voice any unexpressed emotions and release every bit of outgrown energy that is anchoring you to the past. It is time to release and ascend. As you let go, you will focus on the future and you will find your biggest source of inspiration and love. The stars are aligning in your favor and it's time to trust them. I expect miracles. So I'm actually going to leave it there with the tarot. I'm going to leave it there. Let's have a read of this little booklet and see a lasting message for all of you. Time to receive. Okay, so receive. Receive, 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 receive. Allow for things to come your way, expect miracles and receive it. We have a snowflake here, could be a symbol that could be significant in this situation. Winter months could also be significant too. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. So that's all I have for you, beautiful souls. I hope you've enjoyed this message. Random but important messages for some of you. Please let me know how they resonate for you. Maybe put a snowflake emoji if it does resonate for you in the comment section. Make sure to like this video as an act of goodwill, as an energy exchange. And also make sure to subscribe to the channel to be notified when the next video is going to be uploaded. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please let me know if you have any suggestions for some readings that you would like me to read upon as well. Thank you so much. God bless. Take care. Bye for now.